here, I run this space. Hot glue on standby, you better know your place.
Welcome to Snips Happen with Tara. I have a very special video today. I am showing you the items that came in the Scrapbooking With Me virtual retreat. I am one of the design team members. I am participating in the virtual retreat. I wanted to show you the goodies, and then I'm going to, each day of the retreat, show you the progress that I've made on the journal that I am making. So I'm pre-recording this so that I can start working on the journal, and then each day of the retreat I'm going to show you how far I got in the journal. I am unsure if I'm going to make it with the bubble mailer or if I'm going to make a hardcover journal. We will see that in the future. So with further ado, I'm going to show you everything that was in the box. You will not see this video until after the retreat, but I wanted you to see what was in it. It is an amazing box. She sent you a bubble mailer so that you can do a bubble mailer journal if you want. I'll do this one last. I'll do all the, well, actually I should do this one first because then I can put the stuff back in on top of it. She sends you directions on everything that you need to do. And then let's get into this. Put this off to the side. Let me put these over here. Move this. You get, let me see. Let me get to the nitty-gritty here. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 book pages. Really nice book pages. A piece of lined paper, some vintage old lined paper, 1 page of the handmade paper that came in E's Mystery Montage February. You get some of her favorite paper, which you get 3 of those. You get some straw paper. You get some blue straw paper. Ooh. You get this wrapping paper, which is really, really pretty. You get a piece of vellum. You get vintage music paper. Some vintage ledger. You get another piece of brown writing paper that's really, really thin. It's like note paper. This is pretty. I don't know what that is, but it feels really nice. You get 2 pieces of that, but they're different. That's cool. Some more writing paper in a greeny color. Some more ledger paper. And then this, we're going into the digital. So you get some coffee dyed pages. These are one of my favorite digitals. You can get this digital in the shop. Ooh, I like that one. I have that one. That's why I like lined paper digital. The reason why I wanted to film this and show it is so I could start cutting the edges off and that. And then we're getting into the digital itself. We got the digital physical form, plus we got it in digital form, so if we wanted to print more out, we could. We have to cut all this out, so yeah, that's why I wanted to film it, so I can start cutting. These are our tags. And our pockets and our stamps. Some more pockets and tags. Journaling cards. Some more tags. Journaling cards. Journaling cards. I love those hydrangeas. Cherry blossoms. And then these are the background pages, and then there's these on black, journaling pages and background pages. I love the teals in this. That's why I said I'm not sure if I want to do a soft cover or if I want to do a hard cover. So stay tuned to see what I decide on that one. Time will tell what I decide. I'm leaning towards a hardcover. I really am. So those are all the papers you get. I want to get them back somewhat in order here so I don't mess them up. Because I laid them on my computer keyboard the way that they came out of the package. I've never worked with straw paper. This is the first time ever with straw paper. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm just going to lay these back in the box. So we're not going to play with that cello. Okay, so the video stopped. I'm not sure if I got the seam binding on the last video. So I'm going to show the seam binding again. We got a pale purple, a pink, and a pretty blue from my scrap cabin, and she is on Etsy. I do believe Miss E has a code for her. I don't know. I will find out what the code is, and when I edit the video, I will put it on the screen. And then we got a small envelope, a glassine bag, a regular mailing envelope, a coin envelope, a junk mail envelope, a brown envelope, and a pink envelope. And this is our hardware. We got a needle and thread, a blunt tip needle and thread to sew our signature in. We got more hemp thread. We got some brads. We got some bulb pins from Tim Holtz. And we got some mini paper clips. And then we got this bundle of goodies. And what could be in this bundle of goodies, one shall ask? Don't know. We're going to find out together. Well, we get some of Miss E's favorite lace. Some favorite lace of hers. Some favorite lace. Yes. Some of that. And then we get some of this really pretty crocheted lace. And we get some in white. And we get some more that's a little bit wider, which is really pretty. And some thinner stuff. And we get some white flowers. Ooh, that's pretty. And then these are pretty too. And some more white flowers. And then you get these pretty edging. And then this pretty edging. Oh, that's pretty, that piece of crochet. That is our laces. I'm just setting all this back in this box And then she sent you a piece of canvas for your inside cover and a piece of material for your outside cover. So this journal box contained everything you need in order to make a journal. All you have to do is fussy up and show up to the retreat. So I will be there on the 16th, 17th, and 18th for all of the retreat. My name is Tara, and I am Snips Happens on YouTube. So I hope that if you are part of the retreat, I will see you there with Miss E and all of the others. And I will be back with my progress videos. So today was day 1 of E's virtual retreat. I have already showed you what came in the box. I want to show you what I did day 1. Well, I did this prior to day 1 because I did help with some back end stuff. So I didn't actually do this during the retreat, but I want to show you what I've made for a cover and my signatures. I'm just going to, and I'm probably not going to be finishing this through the whole retreat, but you can come back and see because I'm going to be working on this. But my cover, I flipped the canvas opposite. So my material is actually on the inside and my canvas is on the outside. I added this piece of, it's a latch. It's only there for decorative purposes. It's not going to be functional. I did a 3-inch spine. I put a piece here for the dangle that came in the box. I did not put it on there yet because I don't want it to be broken. I did put some of the brads. These brads came with the box and I put them here on the both sides. So there's 4 and 4, 8. There's 16 in total. I did say my spine was 3 inches, didn't I? I don't remember if I did or not. But yes, it's 3 inches. I put my book plate here so that I could put my year, like what it is and stuff like that. The bubble mailer is actually underneath. I don't know if you can hear, but the bubble mailer is underneath that because I wanted to use pretty much everything that was in the box. This is not going to be my tie. I just tied it so that it was closed while it was drying. And then that's all the hardware. Oh, and then I put book corners here so that it was protected. And then on the inside, I put some material right here on, or not material, some lace right here on both sides. Let me move those out of the way. And it's also on this side. I have frayed it here so that it's a little raggedy. And then I also, I'm not sure how many pages I did, but I did 3 signatures so that it has room to grow. I used the pages that came with the kit. All of the papers that came with the kit, I used them. I tore some of them. Because I want to do tip-ins and I want to do tucks and all the different things. This is one of my favorites. I love this. Oh, well, why don't we put you where you're supposed to be so you can see me? There's straw paper. There's an envelope. Yeah, I did cut all around all of the white, all the book pages, all of the fancy papers that came. They're all in here so that I can do all the fun things. I even used the wax thread that came. Yeah. Yep. I love all of it. I didn't want to put it anywhere else because what came with this, I want it all to be here. If you were to ask me what my favorite page is, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. I've done the writing board already for it to put in here. There's nothing in the signatures but the signatures themselves. That's where Miss E actually left off last night when she left the live is that this is the signatures were in. She only did one signature. Of course, you know me here. I go big or go home. I did some folds. I can't tell you how many pages are in each signature because each one of them is different. I just kind of put them together how I wanted them together. And like I said, I know that this is not going to be done at the end of the retreat. I'm okay with that. If you want to come back and see me work on this, what I don't finish, that would be great. But I will be doing progress for each day. Day 1, day 2, and day 3. I love these like this. Alrighty, that's it for day 1. I shall see you at day 2. Hello, welcome to day 2. Today I'm going to show you what I did in the journal since the last time I did a flip through. Yesterday I added some goodies to the sides and some pockets, so we're going to do a quick flip through and show you what I've added so far. I made this double pocket thing here. There's a small pocket, there's some journaling cards, it's staggered here. And then I just added some of the little paper clips with some ribbon that came with the collection. I added these things yesterday during the live that I did with Amy. I will leave her channel in the description box. I made these with the journaling cards, and then I put 3 little eyelets and hung a dangle on there. I made this here. It's a hinged glassine bag, and there's pieces from the kit. There's another one of those, I call them index cards because they have the little tabs on there, and then a tag from the kit. One of the freebie birdies that she gave in the Facebook group, some of my homemade boo-boo tape, another one of the birdies, and then I take the handles from paper bags and I unravel them, and I did that. The mauve ribbon that's here came from my stash that I added there. And what else did we put in here? I made another one of those 3 pocket things here, and then I put 3 little tags right here because the birdie covers most of that pocket. This was an envelope. I made an envelope flip, put one of those little index card things here. I made this out of the file folder. It's a little notebook that I just tucked in here that came with the kit. This is one of the paper flowers, and I layered it. I got those from Louisa Heinzel. And then this is the flap of the envelope that I just decorated up so that I could put some tags in there. I think that is all I put in here so far. Oh, and I did another one of those over here. And in this signature, what did we do in this signature? Oh, I just put one of those over here, and then I put some tags up there. Other than that, that's all that I have in here so far. I'm going to be working on this again today on a live. I will be back when I am done to show you what I have for day 3 and a wrap-up video. So I will see you tomorrow. And welcome back to day 3 of the retreat journal. This is what I have accomplished on the 3 days of Miss E's virtual retreat. I am nowhere near completed with this journal. So if you like to see me on the remainder of this journey of what I'm going to do with this. Just follow along with my channel, but this is what I have completed during the 3 days of the retreat. I must say I've had a blast doing this, and if another retreat comes up, I highly recommend that you jump on this train and you follow along and you do this along with us, because this was, for me, doing on a retreat, this was my very first one, and I will do it again. I had a blast meeting everybody and being in the chat and being silly, and you know, me being silly, that's normal for me anyways. But this is how far I've come so far. I'm not sure what I want to do with the cover. I may just leave it the way that it is because I love the hardware. I might just put a book plate here. I'm not sure. I did hang the dangle that Betty made on the spine. I may add more to that also. I'm not quite sure what I want to do there, but I did hang that little fancy doodad there. And I haven't done anything on the inside, but I have made that page. I did show that the other day. I'm not sure what I've shown that I've made so far, so we are just going to go through and show you the whole journal as what I have. I did do 3 signatures in this. Yes, I did go a little above because Miss E only did 1 signature. This is just one of the little pieces that's in there. I made a little paper clip with some of the seam binding. I don't know if that's the same color that came in the my scrap cabin, but yes, these are the pages that were, there was 5 of them on the page. They looked like index cards or file folders. I just took some eyelets, put 3 of them there, and then I hung a little dangle off of them because of course, you know, I had to be fancy pants. And then this was the glassine bag. I put another one on here, and then I put a little tag in there. And this was, you can't see it, but this was on the page that had all the random goodies on it, but it was the flag, and I glued it down. This was one of the freebie birds. And then I just put 2 of the tags. I backed the tags and I put them in the glassine bag. I did not glue the glassine bag down. I grabbed this mauve from my collection. And this here is, you know how when you get the paper bags and they have the handles on it? I cut the handles off the paper bag because I made a smash book, and I saved the handles. I unraveled it and it looks like tree. So I put the birdie on the tree, and then I just hinged this in because I didn't want to glue it down. I wanted it as a hinge. Then I glued the birdie on there. Birdie don't have a name yet, but he will. These are some of the book pages. I love this blue that came in my box. And then this one here, I did the same thing. I layered it with some cheesecloth and then put the birdie and the ribbons. This was made out of 2 envelopes. I cut them down to 7.5, and then I made like a tri-fold out of it. It folds out like so, and I hinged them together, and then this opens up like this, and there's 2 tags in there. And then I glued it down to the page so that you have this pretty purple ruffle here that's out of my collection, along with this large whale tail is out of my collection, or out of my stash, because I have that punch. I just thought that would be a nice addition. I did make that on the live that I did on Saturday. And then this, everybody didn't know what to do with the vellum. I made a bag out of the vellum, and then I bought some layered flowers from Louisa Heinzel, her new kit that just came out, and I made some dimensional flowers. And then in the bag, I just took my fancy scissors and cut it along there. And then I made some tags. This is some of the vellum that was left from this. I just layered it on here. I took some embroidery thread and just took it all apart and made like a nest with it. Miss E's favorite number, if you didn't know. And then I just put these in here like so. Yeah, if I can get them to go back in there. My hands don't want to work today. It's cold. And when it's cold, my hands don't like to work. And that's going to be hard for me because I want to do some filming today. So they best warm up so I can do some filming. Sorry that I'm quiet. I'm trying to get this to go in here. And then this is just one of the large journaling cards. I just tucked it behind here because I thought it looked pretty. And then on this side, I made another one of those layered pocket things and used one of the birdies from the freebie and some ribbons from my stash. Yeah, like I said, I'm nowhere near complete with this. This was the pink envelope that came in our goodie box, and I just made it for a flip. And I took another one of those, hold on, let me take that out. Another one of those like index cards that had the tab on it. I put 3 little eyelets, put a charm, and then I made me a little notebook out of the file folder one. And I just stuck that in there so it had a journaling spot, made that fancy. Another one of them flowers. And then this side is where the envelope part is, you know, like the flat piece. And I just made it a tuck with some tags there. This is one of the large corner tucks. I made that on a live. I'm going to be making a video on how to make them because they're one of my favorite things to make. So keep an eye out for that. And I just tucked one of these up in there like so. And then I put one of these here, but I didn't glue it all the way down. And I should have waited for my glue to dry because they got stuck. But I made it a tuck spot there, which I thought was pretty cool. To add some dangles. And then in my third signature, I didn't add much in there. I put another one of them paper clips up there. And then this was a freebie, a Friday freebie. And there was something with the printing of it. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but Miss E said there was something wrong with it. And I just took some of the lace that we received, and I took some of my green and I ran it through, and then I made a pocket, like a tuck thing for it, and I thought that lavender journaling card looked really, really cute there, so that I just did that with it. And then I think there was only one more thing that I did. Over here, on this one, I put some of this leaves behind this one because I thought it looked nice with the vines. Again, I did the 3 little things here, and I put a charm there, and then I left this one open for some tags, and that's all I have so far with that. And then we have the back where I put my book plate, where I'm going to put the date of the retreat. But I hope that you like the way that I did this video. It's the first time I've ever done a video like this where I did the unboxing and then each day how far I got with the items that was in the box. But if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would love to hear how, if you went to the retreat, how your journal's coming along with the retreat. If you would participate in a retreat if we did another one. And if you like how I did this progress video, like each day, what I did with the items that was in the box. And please stay tuned because I'm going to be working more on this video, or not on this video, but on this journal. And I hope that I see you around. And if you have not subscribed and you want to be a part of my adventure, please make sure you like and subscribe because I'd love to have you a part of it. I shall see you in the next one. Bye.